Hello, hello. I am Ben Pick, and thank you for joining me in Running to Write, where I normally give questionable writing advice through running metaphors. And despite all obstacles to the contrary, we are starting within reason as far as start times. So I did make it basically to 6 o'clock, and we are here. I have nothing ready to go because work kept me a little bit longer than I was hoping for. And then I was doing the fun walking things and cleaning up after terrible people in my neighborhood who do not clean up after the pets or themselves. But that is neither here nor there. Yeah. Lots of things you wouldn't want to touch with your hands in my neighborhood that I use a claw to grab because, yeah, lots of fluid related things, which well, it's a good thing I'm not monetized because if I were, I would definitely be losing it right about now. Anyways, you're here. We are doing productivity sprints. The first one is for 30 minutes. The next two are for 20 minutes. I'm probably just going to sit here and write the entire time. Usually I switch back and forth. So I'll write in my work in progress, and then I work on the script for this an upcoming script for the show whenever I get back to those. And then I do a follow-up writing session to close it out. But I might just do 2 writing sessions and just go really quickly and work on my work in progress. Or I might just do 3 writing sessions. I think I'll try for that. I'll go for 3 writing sessions, which means I will shut up quickly and get involved with the first of the writing sprints. And let me make sure I have everything set up here. Cool. Yeah, I got the right chapter going. So I'm on chapter 22, which means that I'm going at a pretty decent pace, a little bit faster than a chapter each week. But that is, a starting point because I definitely can't write every day. And so I write when I can, which means I usually get started on a chapter in these productivity sprints and then finish up that chapter, maybe start another one, and then the cycle kind of goes. But oh boy, yeah. It was a busy weekend this past weekend, and yeah. Don't really have much. Yep. Yeah. So feel free to, fold your laundry, do whatever you want during this time. I'm going to be writing, but that's on me because that is something that I've been really bad about doing when I'm not explicitly in front of an audience writing for y'all to see. So with that out of the way, and yes, all of you government employees who are who are losing the amount of time that it takes to commute to and from the office, plus all the other overhead and dealing with being in the office, such as, not being able to work through lunch and like people coming by your desk to talk to you. I don't know that for sure, but I remember when I was in the office and I was a hipster because I did the whole work from home thing before it was cool. I just stopped showing up to work because there was a manager across from me who was selling his house for about 8 hours every day. And rather than listen to that, I just decided, I can be more productive at home. So I didn't really tell anyone, and I just got my stuff done. And, they commented on it when I quit that I was never in the office and they wish they'd see me more. But at the same time, it was a pain to get out there. And yeah, fun times. So moral of the story is if you're going to be a jerk to the people you work with, make sure you're the best. Yeah. That was not a great team. I will go on the record, as I always do, and say that I describe my time with that company. This is, over 15 years ago. So very few people I still work with. Although, well, I describe generally in that and work dealing with a company as them having a massive intelligence deficit. I'm all kinds of just spewing from work. But that being said, there were a couple of people who I worked with, especially on the security team, who were fantastic. So the team members I interacted with on a daily basis, it wasn't my manager who was selling his house. It was just some random business guy. I don't actually know what team he was on because he never really seemed to do any managing of other people. He was just, selling his house. Anyways, the people that I work with directly respect them highly. They were some of the best managers I've had, and some of the extremely technical people were fantastic. But the developers were trash, and the management style was. If any of you have actually ever had Dilbert, it's basically that. I mean, Dilbert mixed with like Office Space. That is my time with Accenture. Anyways, enough venting. I've stalled for long enough. I have everything set up on my side, so I am going to just start writing. So I will see you all in 30 minutes. I'm going silent as I, dig myself a deeper grave as I talk about how horrible the work conditions were or horrible the management was at some of my former jobs. So luckily I don't interact with any of those people anymore. And when I see them at conferences, I guess I saw one of those managers at a conference and yeah, he still has a kiss ass. Um, yeah, don't really have anything good to say about that guy. So, oh well. Uh, but the good news about that is I walked into a room and said some very not safe for work comments about that manager. And that ultimately led to me getting my current job, which is pretty cool. So good news came from that. Also really funny is that on like the week I was leaving that job, one of the people I was training to replace me, he walked in a room, didn't know that I was in there because I wasn't like officially, or no, there were three people who replaced me. I trained one of them. The other guy I hadn't met yet, and he walked into a room that I happened to be in, said some not safe for work things about the team that I had been a part of, but they moved me to a different team because obviously I was toxic at that point. And his comments were nicely put that they were all idiots. But that guy was extremely talented. He ended up speaking at DEF CON either that year or the year before. So he was this brilliant guy who just walked into a room that I happened to be in and was like, wow, the team that I'm a part of are a bunch of idiots. And he actually shouted it loud enough that they could hear him. But yeah, yeah, yeah. So long story short, if you have Accenture on your resume, I do assume that you're an idiot. But that is definitely personal bias. Um, so anyways, I dug myself deep in the hole. Let's get writing. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Oh boy. There were some fun things going on here. Let's see. Welcome, Margaret, and welcome, Richard. Thank you for joining in. Uh-oh. Um, yeah, let's see. Yeah, so they're talking about work. The origins of this conversation were me talking about my job, which wasn't government related, but now that we sort of got into that cycle, yeah, we do um have sort of gone into that spiral wherein everybody in or around the DC area knows somebody who works for government, and so everybody is kind of scrambling or sympathizing with others. Let's see. Hmm. And that a lot of people listen to audiobooks on their morning commutes, which is wonderful. Hmm. Yeah, Rufus was the sleepiest of boys. Ooh. No, I would not doom scroll that. That is awful. Um wow. Yeah. I I can't imagine what we'd like to get canned so publicly like that. I wouldn't wish that on my enemies. Let me see here. Sorry. I'm checking up on all the things. I'm going to also get my thing copied over. So wow. That was really productive. 558 words in 30 minutes. That's pretty good. But yeah, like we said, everybody here is kind of venting. So I'm probably do I have fun train stories? Um, yeah, so I was telling Accenture stories earlier. I will happily tell some more. So I was living in Boston and their headquarters were in the Reston Town Center. So that's, 35-minute drive without traffic. So it's like 45 minutes to an hour with traffic. It wasn't the worst commute ever because it was technically a reverse commute. And they made the genius decision to move closer to where the client was, which was at the end of the Orange Line, which means that my 35-minute commute became about 45 minutes. I mean, it was a 25-minute drive, but I started using the metro. And so I actually read the first 4 Game of Thrones books in less than a month when I switched to being able to take the metro in every morning. So that is fun. And there were some very choice worded emails for somebody who already had about an hour-long commute because they were, a lot of people don't live near DC. They would work in Reston, so they'd be further out in, like, I don't know, Loudoun County. So it's already like 45 minutes to an hour to get in to where Reston Town Center was. I think from there to the new location would have been an extra hour, hour and a half, maybe, depending on how you go, which means that it would have been 3 hours for them one way. And they sent out a F-bomb laden email to everyone at the company. Well, maybe not everyone at the company, but certainly everyone on the project about their disapproval of the management's decision to enforce to change locations and then enforce people to still be in the office. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, 4 Game of Thrones books in a month. That was fantastic. Hey, Mama Maggie, how's it going? Just your lurk because you're baking. Hey, perfect timing. We support people lurking. Get to Metro into Anacostia, which is a metro station where a colleague got mugged at gunpoint in broad daylight. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Parts of the DC area are always fun to be in. uh, I mean, I appreciate the Margaret. Yes, I do appreciate the sentiments because that woman was hired for a specific location, which happened to be headquarters, and they were changing that without really giving us too much time to adapt. Luckily, I was in the middle, so geographically located, I was in the middle, so it wasn't really that impacting for me. That being said, I don't think that an F-bomb email does anything short of just showing that you are that you are strongly disapproving a decision and support unprofessional environments. There are plenty of ways to resign without saying "f you" to all of management. Um, Even at my most disgruntled, I never did anything like that. I just said, "Peace, I'm out. Deal with it." And yeah. Yeah, Anacostia is going to Anacostia. Yeah, it happens. Just like I don't think we'll ever get rid of certain things that are problems in my area, but my hope is that by cleaning up the neighborhood, like physically cleaning up, there will be fewer things that I would not like in the neighborhood, such as crushed beer cans, needles, people who don't clean up after their pets, etc. And yes, I do put those at equivalently the same level because they are all still brought on by people who are um, garbage. Yeah, the degree to which Elon's email is required actions is debatable. So I don't think that everybody actually needs to obey that mandate. As of right now, sure enough, I don't know what might happen a week from now, but uh, yeah. Um, Capitol Hill, I think, does get gentrified. Did get gentrified. I think a lot of places that were getting gentrified have since sort of fallen back. Now that fallen back to being less safe. Now that since COVID times. So yeah, fair enough. So yeah, most of the agencies were instructed not to reply. So that's fun. Also, yeah, if people were honest about what they were working on, that I'm completely external. I'm just security focused. I could see that being a massive, massive security vulnerability or means of exploitation. If you say, "Hey, I was working on this project, blah blah blah. Here's all the things I did for it," I could see that being a severe security risk for people who are not not well. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. And yes, Capitol Hill is very gentrified, but like, I mean, at the same times, we were at a party a couple years back, and I went to go get more beer, and then you got really worried because apparently somebody got stabbed while I was out, like a couple blocks down, and you were concerned that was me. So, or maybe they got something stolen, maybe they got mugged. I don't know. I think they were threatened. There we go. Might have been. I'm trying to remember. I remember I went out for beer, and I think in the time that I was gone, somebody showed up to the party who had been mugged. So there is that. Well, I mean, yes, it was 9 years ago, but You still know exactly which party I'm talking about, by the way. And that was Capitol Hill. We were, I mean, I don't think we were in direct line of sight of the Capitol, but like I think we could see, half a mile to a mile out. And no, I did not mug someone for beer money. No, I think I did actually see the people who were mugging people like biking around because they seemed like they were, teenagers, kids. Not teenagers, kids. They seemed like they were maybe 16, I think. Um, so Northeast DC. Okay, so Northeast DC is in Capitol Hill. Fair enough. I thought that we were south of the Capitol, so I thought that was Capitol Hill, like kind of near Eastern Market. Yeah. Well, it's really weird because you have like row houses and semi suburbs, and you have walking distance to restaurants, and then you also have people, getting mugged on the way to places. So that's fun. Whew. But again, like Adriana said, this was all 9 years ago. I don't think I've been there. I mean, the friend's house we were at have certainly moved, so I don't think we've been there in any recent time, short of like Eastern Market for food. Yeah. So fun story. Adriana and I were on our way to like a show, I think, and we were meeting up with some friends beforehand at a hotel. And then on the way to the hotel, we watched some. We I don't know if we actually watched the woman get her purse stolen, but we definitely watched the guy running, and there was a policeman right behind him. And like, I remember all I had to do was just stick out my foot, and the guy would have tripped and fallen. But Adriana kind of grabbed me and like pulled me back because it was clear that they had a direct running path. So um, yeah, luckily, knock on wood, I've never been mugged. I've never been in situations like that. But things are getting worse for everyone everywhere. So I'm sure it's only a matter of time. Yeah, I understand that, but like the guy was running full speed. There was a policeman behind him. If I had stuck out my foot, if I had stuck out my foot as he's passing me, he would have tripped. There wouldn't have been enough time for him to stab me. And even if he had a gun, I guess if he did have a gun, he would have been on the ground and he probably could have, shot at me. But he didn't seem like he had a gun. So there is that. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter because that was if the party was 9 years ago. This memory has to have been at least like 11, 12 years ago. Um, I mean, honestly, so there were the two women who I think the guy had stolen the purse from. There's the police running after him. There was Adriana and I keep saying this too quickly. Adriana and and I don't remember anyone between us and like the end of the street where the guy took a sharp left turn and then just ran down, back alleyways and out of sight. So yeah, I think that we were basically the last people before he made a clean getaway because the guy was definitely running faster than the police officer. Also true. Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, I definitely had a smartphone then, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it would have been now. So there is that. Huh. All right. Um, well, we have been talking long enough. You all have been just hanging out on Monday night, so thank you, thank you. And I guess I'll just do one last 20-minute sprint, get some more words in, and maybe finish off the chapter. How many words am I deep for this? So sorry, I did 500 words. This chapter is 1,200. So I could probably get another 500. I'm not going to fish it now, but I could probably get another 500 to close it out. Hmm. We will see how it goes. Hmm. Awesome. Well, at least you're being productive on a lovely Monday night. Good. Fold that laundry. Oh, yeah. I also have laundry to deal with too. It's in the dryer. I might just deal with it tomorrow. Anyways, I will see you all on the other side of 20 minutes. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am done for the night. So let me see. I want to just finish my thoughts. Cool. Okay. So let me see what my total words were. All right, 295. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think that was a very productive sprint. And I'm having a fun chapter. Counterintuitive. There we go. Unturned. Sorry, I'm trying to finish out some stuff. Cool. Okay, and counter. Awesome. So there we go. I'm all back, and let's see how you all are doing. Yeah, don't worry about it. I was planning on skipping the last sprint. I mean, it's getting late, and I am just mentally spent today. So I only had 2 good sprints in me, but I will try to get back to 3 next week. Hopefully, I mean, I was just having fun talking in chat too. So that's what we're here for. Ooh, nice. Boundaries are baked. Kitchen is cleaned. Wow, you are doing productive. Rain. Oh man, it's nice. It's been pretty dry around here. So we had minor snow a week ago, but aside from that, it's been, usual DC weather, I guess, for February. Cold and dry. Although it is warming up. It was in the 50s today. Finished baking off yesterday's date cookies. Oh, nice. Yum, yum, yum. Well, look, I don't have much else to say here. So, yeah, thank you all for being here tonight. And fair enough. However you want to spend your productivity sprints works. But like I was saying, I don't have anything else worth saying at the moment. So I'm going to sign off. Thank you everybody for being here and for being productive, however you be productive. Folding laundry, listening to reviews, baking, whatever. I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad we all got a chance to hang out and just catch up with each other's lives. This was fun. And I really do. I mean, I do like hearing about all the goings ons in your life, especially with so much uncertainty in the world. So thank you all for being here, and I will hopefully see you next week. I'm looking ahead. Yeah, next Monday, everything should be fine. Eventually, we'll deal with that in March. Because in March, I might be doing, my plan is in mid March, I'm probably going to be doing 2 episodes. So one on Monday, one on Friday. And that will be probably the 17th and the 21st, though I don't know. And then obviously skipping the following week because I'm doing 2 and then 0. But I don't know exactly how that will work. I have a loose plan. We'll just say that much. So you might get a double bonus, a bonus of getting 2 episodes in a given week with me, and then we'll just have to skip the next week. So I do try for consistency, but life is life, and we all kind of do our own thing. March 24th. We'll see. I don't really feel like doing one. Whatever. I'll figure it out. But it might just be easier for me to do 2 in a week. Anyways, I will see you all next week, and Have a wonderful, wonderful evening and wonderful rest of the week. So just think, today's Monday. Things can only go better from here until the next weekend, in which case everything gets awesome again. So happy Monday, everybody. And I will see you next Monday at 6.